Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken. On today's episode of Ken Cooks Stuff, this one is easy and simple. We are making beer braised potatoes. Beer and potatoes seem to be something that goes together, so why not put them in the same dish? There aren't very many ingredients to this. You probably have most of them in your pantry already, so let's get started. All right, well, what do we need for beer braised potatoes? Well, first of all, we need potatoes. I have 2 pounds of russet potatoes here. I'm going to peel these and cut them into like 1 inch chunks, 2.5 centimeters. Like I said, 2 pounds there. We also need 3 to 4 green onions. Unfortunately, these are not from my garden. Use the amount that you like. If they're smaller, use more. If they're bigger, use less. We need some Pilsner. And before you get worried and say, oh, Pilsner, I need to buy a fancy beer for that, this is also a Pilsner. Yep. And what is a Pilsner? It's just a type of lager. And this is a type of lager. So this is not fancy beer. I did get the Founders Michigan Pilsner. They are I'm from Michigan. It's a big microbrewery state. Founders is in Grand Rapids. So I thought, well, I'll get this. We're going to need some thyme. This, unfortunately, is also not from the garden. And we're going to need butter and oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and a half cup of water. So I'm going to peel and chop up these potatoes. Like I said, I'm going to cut up these green onions. I'm going to do the bottoms separately. We're going to cook those. The tops are going to go on top. This garlic, it is spring, and garlic is trying to grow. And you can probably see there's some little green popping up out of here. In fact, 3 of these out of this bulb of garlic were already sprouting, and I'm not going to throw them out. I'm going to put them in a pot on the garden because the leaves are edible. But I will, when I chop these up, I will cut these in half and remove that green bit because it can be bitter. So I've got a lot of food prep to do. It's going to take me about 20 minutes to get all of this done. And then I will meet you at the stove and we'll start cooking. So I'll see you then. All right, so we're over here at the stove. I have this cast iron brazier from Aldi. I've got a couple of tablespoons of butter that I've melted over medium-low heat. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, which is a rare ingredient here at Casa de Tenedor. But this is Filippo Berio olive oil. I got this at a spectacular savings in a Harding's haul that I'm going to talk about in a couple weeks. So I'm going to start by going in just with our green onions here. And I just want to get these softened up a little bit. So let's talk about mixing butter and olive oil. I'm doing it here mostly for the flavor. A lot of people will tell you, oh, if you mix butter and oil, it will prevent the butter from burning because butter burns very easily. And that's not really true. Butter, if it's going to burn, it's going to burn. And all that the oil does is delay that a little bit. So really, when you combine these two, it's all about the flavor. So I do not want to brown these at all. I just want to soften them up a little bit. They're going to soften some more in the braising step, which is going to take, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how big you cut up your potatoes. I cut up mine rather small. So once we bring everything to a boil and turn it down to a simmer, I'm probably thinking 10 to 15 minutes. So these are looking nice. I love green onions. It's such a wonderful, mild flavor. And it's typically something, if you have a garden, it's typically one of the first things you get in the spring. So I always associate it with spring. These are looking really, really nice. I'm very impressed so far. I've made a couple of things in this cast iron brazier, and it does a fantastic job. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit. I don't think I'm quite centered up there. Probably going to take this right out of frame if I do that too much. But yeah, it's a nice even heat, and I like it. So this may seem like a lot of fat and oil in here, and that's okay. This is going to be a very rich dish. So these are pretty soft at this point. So I am going to go in with my garlic. And I don't want to cook this too long because garlic can burn. I want to get it warm. I want to get it to start releasing its flavors. But I do not want it to burn. If you've ever tasted or smelled burnt garlic, it's not pleasant. Right. That is looking good. I'm going to go in with our thyme because I want to get that in the oil as well. Just to get that let's sparkling a little bit. I'm going to pause it here. I just want to get any oil based flavors compounds out of it and into the butter and oil mix. So that's looking good. That's looking really good. And it smells amazing. So I'm going to go in with my potatoes. And I'm going to turn this back on here. And all I want to do at this point, they're going to be fine for just a minute. I'm going to grab some salt and pepper. Not too much. Don't want to overwhelm the dish with that flavor. Okay, so I'm just going to stir that around. Let everything coat the potatoes. And if you're thinking, that's a lot of potatoes, it's just a little over 2 pounds. I had some bad spots, so I had to go back and add another potato, which you sometimes have to do. So this is looking good. Oh, wow. It's smelling amazing. So I'm going to go in with half a cup of water. And then in the same container, there's a pleasing sound. I'm going to measure out, carefully measure out 8 ounces of this lager or Pilsner. I got too much of a head on it, doggone it. Because this is a 12-ounce can. All right, so well, there's 4 ounces with a nice head on it. And I will do another 4 ounces. And there should be just enough left to have a sip. Huh. That's odd. Doesn't feel like that much left in that can, but oh well. I did measure that out, so I know that that is 8 ounces. So, all right, now that's not boiling. I'm going to turn this back to medium. That's not boiling. That was just the carbonation coming out of the potatoes, or out of the lager, out of the Pilsner. I do know what I'm talking about. It's been a long day. I've gotten a lot of stuff done today. So, and I did not sleep well last night. But I will sleep very well with some of these potatoes in my belly for dinner. So, all right. So I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. I want to bring this to a boil. And then turn it down and simmer it and put the lid on it and let it braise. So the nice thing about this induction cooktop is you do have pretty precise control over the temperature because it goes by degrees. And it's looking like we're getting there. So yeah, like I said, once this comes to a boil, about 10 to 15 minutes. So I may edit part of this out. All right, it's been a few minutes. You can see that it is boiling. I'm going to give this a stir. I'm going to get all that onion off my spurtle here. So I'm going to put a lid on this. I'm going to turn this down to medium and just let this go for about 15 minutes. So I will be back in about 15 minutes. All right. So our timer is going off. That's the last of our timers. I set a timer for about 15 minutes at first. and then I set another one for 5. A lot of the liquid has cooked out of this, and I'm starting to see a little bit of sticking at the bottom. I've been stirring this constantly, and then for the last 5 minutes I've been doing dishes, so I haven't. So it doesn't surprise me that things stuck a little bit, but I'm just going to go in with a fork and, oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. Perfectly done. So I'm going to turn this off and have a taste. I'm not going to say how these taste till we get back to the table and try them out, but I'm going to go in right now with that last knob of butter, and there's one more dish to wash, and I'm just going to stir that around. I'm just going to stir that around until it melts, and then I'm going to go over it with the green onion tops, and I will get this plated up and see you at the table, because this is exciting. This is exciting. Now, I do have just like the right amount of liquid here. If it starts to run low, you can add a little bit more beer, because there was a little bit left over in here, or a little bit more water. Your choice, whichever you prefer. So that butter is melted up. I'm going to dish up and meet you at the table, and we're gonna give this a try. And I'll finally let you know what I think of it. So see you there. All right, this is what we have. They're gorgeous, aren't they? The green onions, the thyme, and the fresh thyme is a brighter green than if you had used dried. So I'm just going to go in here and oh, these are so good. I forgot to put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. I'll be right back. It is important to season your dishes as you cook, not just in one step, either at the beginning or at the end, because especially pepper will change its flavor throughout the cooking of a dish, and salt will change how things, the texture of things, so and how their taste is as well. So season as you go and taste as you go. And yes, I did taste that broth as I was cooking it. So, and you can see that sauce gets kind of nice and thick down in the bottom there. Oh, Oh, that is so good. The important thing here is to use, anytime you cook with alcohol, whether you're cooking with beer or wine or whiskey, use a beer or wine or whiskey that you would drink. If you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it. So, and I have some actual sherry that I'm going to do a video about. I have actual cooking sherry too, which is something totally different. Oh, this is so good. This would feed, probably six people easily as a side dish. It would probably feed, if you are a vegetarian, might feed 2 to 3 people as a main dish, or it would feed 1 hobbit. So, because you have beer and potatoes. And the only thing that is missing here, and I've never put it on here, is some cheese. That almost seems like overkill, but beer, cheese, potatoes all go together so well. Oh, these potatoes are perfectly cooked. That cast iron braiser does a really great job on things like this. Now, I will warn you, people say, oh, well, and all the alcohol cooks out. Well, not really. There is still liquid in the bottom of this, and not potatoes, alcohol and water form what is called an azeotropic solution. So as long as there's a little bit of one, there's always a little bit of the other. So there's always going to be a little bit of alcohol in here. And I mention that because if you leave this very saucy, there's probably not much alcohol in here, but if you leave this very saucy, there will be more. And if you have people who should not have alcohol, children, people in recovery, people who are on medications that tell them they shouldn't take alcohol, you might want to be careful and not give them this dish. Oh, so good. The fact that we don't really rinse the potatoes, some of that starch comes off and makes this sauce nice and thick. So, And anytime you braise potatoes like that, you get a nice thick sauce. So from the starch. Oh, it's so good. Please try these. You could make this with an IPA. If you like IPAs, I don't know how that would work out. You could make this with a stout. And I've been tempted to try that because the stout would make these very dark, almost like they were roasted. So that may be on the list sometime down the future. This feels like a winter food because beer, potatoes, but you have the fresh thyme, you have the green onions. Makes it a great, great, great spring dish. So, oh, yeah, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you try these, please let me know what you think. I will see you next time.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.